Since my early days as a Rocket League tryhard, I've sort of flirted with the idea of grinding mainly ones and basically becoming primarily a ones player. I've made videos about ones, I've even played 100 ones games in a row. But now, after hitting GC a few times in doubles, it's time to actually commit to becoming the mechanical god that I know I can become, and maybe, a boost chasing ball hog. I think I'm already that. I am gonna go all in and grind ones until I reach Grand Champ, or maybe even higher, like if I'm enjoying it. I might just stay a ones player primarily. Now this idea popped up for me recently when I started watching FirstKiller's Showmatches on Johnny Boy's stream. I'd already watched him a while back and found his play super entertaining, but this time something really clicked for me.
Really pretty quick progression. Good job, man. It's working. Yeah, the spam is actually working, but hey, FirstKiller was the flip reset revenge again. I guess whenever Rapid gets a flip reset goal, FirstKiller's going to respond with one of his own. Look at that. He gets another touch on it as well.
FirstKiller is a North American Rocket League prodigy, I guess you could say. He was kind of the North American scrub killer when he first came onto the scene, and I would say that he still has been that. He's been basically dominant on Johnny Boy's show matches, winning 11 show matches in a row, which outside of Fairy Peak, that's pretty much unheard of. In that 11th series, I just loved watching both FirstKiller and Rapid, really, and just how free they played. Even in ones, when there's like nobody behind them, they're going for flip resets and backboard touches, and their control is just outlandish. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Now, I'm confident a player like FirstKiller will definitely be playing in RLCS someday. He's that good. There was just something about the way that it seemed like he approached the game. From his speed, his aggression, his mechanical precision. It's just so entertaining, and it's really the kind of play that I'd like to have. Like, I'd like to play like that, even though I'll never be at his level. So I'll put a few links in the description below to those show matches on Johnny Boy's YouTube channel if you guys want to check them out. They're incredibly entertaining. Anyways, this show match really just made me want to stop the doubles grind, at least for a while, and really work to get a higher level of mechanical control and game sense by working at a different playlist. And after this, I may switch to threes, we'll see. But it's really hard for me to just play all of the game modes. Like when I'm just playing doubles, I kind of suck at everything else. So I want to focus on ones. So why is ones arguably the most important playlist for overall improvement in Rocket League? Like, why am I making that case? Now, first, before I give specifics, it should be said that the best players in the world right now in competitive Rocket League, most of them got their start as ones players. The most dominant team in Europe right now, for example, is literally made up of the 3 greatest ones players of all time, Fairy Peak, K-Dop, and Scrubkilla, and really that's part of the reason why they've been so dominant. These players have dominated, and they still dominate, the competitive and show match scenes for ones, and it's because of this background that they have virtually flawless game sense and mechanics, and I seriously wouldn't doubt that they win RLCS because they just have the raw individual skill, and yeah, they do play pretty well together sometimes. But how exactly does playing ones make you an overall better player? Well, I have this theory that Rocket League players in general don't like to face or deal with their inadequacies or the areas in which they need to work. And in twos and threes, these modes really don't force you to face your problems. Like, it's so easy to miss what you're doing wrong when you're losing in doubles or threes, because you can either blame your teammates or use your teammates as an excuse to not deal with whatever you're doing wrong. And in twos and threes, these modes really don't force you to face your problems. Like, it's so easy to miss what you're doing wrong when you're losing in doubles, because you can either blame your teammate or use your teammate as an excuse to not deal with whatever your problems are. Or you just can't see it because there's more players on the field and more's happening. And it's also really easy in twos and threes to kind of just sit back and sort of not really face the game. Like, you can just kind of hang back and not really do anything and still win sometimes. In ones, you have to face your inabilities and your inadequacies, your bad decision making, your inability to dribble or hit top corner shots or play defense or make good decisions, basically everything that you need to be good at ones, even things like kickoffs, scoring open nets. There's more pressure to those shots in ones, so it makes you learn to face those problems and deal with them in high pressure situations and really see where you're not where you should be. For me, the main areas that I want to improve at, and these are the areas where ones really helps you, are defense, dribbling, shooting, and challenging. So in terms of defense, I'm honestly still pretty terrible at shadowing and really understanding where I need to be in relation to the goal and in relation to the person that I'm trying to stop. Even just playing ones for the last week or so has helped me so much with this. You really learn to predict what your opponent is doing and you position yourself accordingly so you can react to it. And when you mess it up, you know how to fix it. Like, you know, you weren't, in enough, or you were back too much, or whatever it may be. These situations just don't come up very often in doubles, and so you screw them up, but you don't even really think about it. You just kind of move on. Now, I don't know what else to say about dribbling, except honestly, I just suck at it. Like, I do. I've spent so much time working on things like ceiling shots and flip resets and backboard shots that I really neglected dribbling over the past year. I'm horrible at flicks, I'm horrible at faking, and really just making things happen with the ball on the ground. So that's another area that I'm hoping to make big strides in. Shooting precision is so important for ones also. From hitting those hard, high shots in front of the goal to making like those long shots and really putting them on target. I'd say that this is an area that I'm actually pretty solid in, but again, just playing like 40 games or whatever I've played in the past week or so, I've been placing my shots so much better. When you go for a shot in ones, you have to execute. There's nobody behind you to back you up, and when you screw up, you pay for it every time. So this forces you to really learn how to execute your shots and really go for them. Now, the last thing for me is challenging, and this really gets at decision making too. Ones at its core is all about deciding when and how to challenge, and then actually challenging and executing your challenge as well. Most major mistakes actually lead to a goal, which is kind of hard, but most major successes lead to a goal for you. So it's sort of like all in, like it's either bad or good for you. There's no just like throwing the ball around. It's as if ones really brings out the best and the worst in you so clearly that you can't help but see where you need to improve. And most of us don't like that. And it's the reason that most of us don't rank up as fast as we could. Like, we don't know what we're doing wrong because we don't want to know. I should warn you though, sometimes after playing like a lot of ones, you forget how to play the other game modes. Like, you'll sit back and wait too much, or you won't go for aerials that you should go for, or you won't rotate and challenge like as aggressively as you should. So if you do commit to ones for a long period of time like I am, just recognize that when you switch back, it's gonna be rough. My best advice that I can give to you is to really just enjoy playing these people who are better than you when you face them. Like, just roll with it, see what you can learn from it. I had a great match against somebody where I actually lost by like 6 goals, and then I forfeited, and then I faced them again in the next match, and I actually played really well. I stuck with them, but I did end up losing in overtime to this ridiculous thing that he did. Now, this player is just better than me. There's no other way to put it. Like, I can feel it when I play with them. And I could easily, sort of gloss over that by just saying, oh, he's one of those players that just challenges all the time and for everything, because he puts so much pressure on me. But the truth is, that's just how it feels when you play someone who's better than you. If I played a platinum right now, they would feel like I'm reckless, like I'm just going for everything. And the truth is, they're just slower than me. And I know when I have the space to react and when to challenge, and I would just hit the ball over their head and make things happen. That was basically what happened to me with this guy. And it was such a good learning experience. And I was able to come back in the second game a better player than I was in the first game. So I'll keep you guys up to date as I grind ones. If you want to keep up with like daily stuff that's going on, or just see clips of mine, just follow me on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description below. That's kind of where I sort of just post random things that doesn't really belong on YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys, and let me know what you think. If you're gonna try to do this, like, I couldn't recommend it more. If not, no worries. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.